Hi everyone, welcome to Cobalt Crochet Tutorials. Today we're going to be making this beautiful Hillside handbag. This purse is the third and last purse in my day trip collection, and you can check out the other purses in this collection by just heading on over to my channel, Cobalt Crochet Tutorials. Now in this video I'm going to be going over step by step every round for the front side of this purse, and then for the back side, for the back piece you can just follow the pattern that's linked in the description box below since it's pretty straightforward. Alright, so let's get right to this. Alright, so I am using a 5mm crochet hook, which is size H and worsted weight category 4 yarn. I've put the gauge for this pattern in the description box below, so just change out your hook size as needed until you reach those measurements. So we're going to start this purse with a magic loop. So all you need to do to make a magic loop is create a loop like so. Insert your hook from front to back in the loop, and then grab that yarn with your hook and pull it through from back to front. Keep holding on to that end all the while, and instead of cinching it in like you normally do for a slip knot, we're just going to leave it like this. This purse is worked in 2 pieces, and then it is seamed, and then we'll add handles at the end. So we're starting our first piece right now. Now you're going to chain 1, and that just kind of secures the magic loop into place. Now we're going to work 5 single crochet into this loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we will pull this end to cinch our stitches together. Okay, and then find that first beginning chain we made. So you aren't working into the single crochet, you're working into that chain we made at the beginning of this round. Insert your hook and then work a slip stitch to close. So yarn over, pull through the first loop, and then pull the first through the second. Okay, now we're done with round 1. And so the chain 1 does count as a stitch, so we technically have 6 single crochets at the end of this round. Now to start round 2, we are going to chain 7, and that counts as our beginning chain plus 6 chains. So chain 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we're going to work a single crochet in that same chain right there. So I'll bring that closer. We're working in that same chain space that we slip stitched to. Don't work in the next single crochet, work in that same chain space. So 1 single crochet into there. Okay, and here comes our pattern repeat for this round. So 1 single crochet in the next single crochet, and then we're going to chain 6, and then 1 single crochet in that same space we worked our first single crochet into. So all in one stitch I have a single crochet, chain 6, single crochet. Now we're going to repeat that around 4 more times. So single crochet in the next stitch, chain 6, and in that same spot work another single crochet. So now I will do that 3 more times around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops all together. So now to close my round, I'll find the first chain of that loop. So it was our beginning chain, that counts as a single crochet. Insert your hook in there, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull the first loop through the second to create our slip stitch to join the round. Now we're all done with round 2, and we have this flower shape forming. To start round 3, we will slip stitch into this big loop right here. So just work one slip stitch into there, and then we'll chain one and work 2 single crochets into that same big loop. 1 and 2. Now we'll chain 3. After you've chained 3 starts the pattern repeat for this round. So 3 single crochet in the next chain 6 loop. 1, 2, 3, chain 3. And you're going to repeat that around 4 more times. So again, I'll show you 3 single crochet in the next chain 6 loop. 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 3. So now you have 3 more times to repeat that left, and then I'll see you at the end of this round. To close round 3, I left off with this chain 3, and then now I will slip stitch to this beginning chain 1 to join. So we had worked a slip stitch in that first loop, then we also chained 1. So that's what I'll be working into to slip stitch to close my round. Working in that beginning chain 1. Okay, round 3 done. So now we finished our little flower in the center of the first piece. To start round 4, we'll chain 1, and then work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets. So now we're working into these 2 single crochets right here, 1 single crochet in each. And then we'll work 3 single crochets in this chain space right here. Now here comes our repeat for this round. 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochets. And then 3 single crochet in that chain 3 space. And then you're going to repeat that around 4 more times. Again, 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochets, 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space. I'll see you at the end of this round. Okay, and so I just worked my 3 single crochets here, and then in this last chain 3 space I'll work 3 single crochets. And then to close round 4, I'll just slip stitch to the beginning chain 1. So don't work in that single crochet from the first, from the beginning of this round. You're going to work into the beginning chain, which can be sometimes hard to find because it lies flat. Okay, and now we are done with round 4. Okay, so on to round 5. We're going to start by chaining 1. And now we're going to work 2 single crochets in the 3rd loop only in our first single crochet of this round. So don't work into that chain space, we're going to work into that first single crochet, but instead of working into the loops of the V on top like normal, we're going to turn it over, and see that back bump right there? That's what we're going to work into. So we're going to work 2 single crochets into that bump, working in our first single crochet. That's working in the 3rd loop of the single crochet. Now we'll work 1 single crochet 3rd loop only, again like we just did, in each of the next 5 single crochets. So in each of the next 5 we'll work in the back loop, the 3rd loop only, working 1 in each stitch. So there's 1, there's 2, oops, there's 3, four, and 5. Now comes our repeat for this pattern. 2 single crochets 3rd loop only in the next single crochet. And just FYI, we're working in the 3rd loop only this entire round. So there's my first and my second, working 2 in that stitch. and 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 single crochets, working the third loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So just repeat that pattern, repeat around 3 more times, and then I will show you what to do near the end of this round. Okay, so finishing up round 5, I had the beginning of the round, and then here started my pattern repeat, and then I repeated the pattern repeat 3 more times, so 1, 2, and 3. Now we will finish up this round. So we're going to work 2 single crochets, third loop only in the next stitch. You should have left off with the 5 single crochets, third loop only, 1 in each stitch. So 2 single crochets, third loop only in the next, all in that same stitch. And then we have 1 single crochet, third loop only in each of the next 4 single crochets. So 1 in each of the next 4, working in the third loop only. There's 1, 2, 3, and then for my last one, it's kind of tough to find. Try to show you here. So this is the top V. I turn it over, and then right there, that hidden little lump, is the third loop. Hope you can see that. So I'm going to work into there for my last stitch. 1 single crochet in that third loop. Okay, so now round 5 is done. We're going to slip stitch to the beginning chain 1, not the beginning single crochet, the beginning chain 1 to close. And that is it for round 5. Let's start round 6. Start by chaining 1, and then we will work 2 single crochets, third loop only, in the first single crochet, third loop only. So working into this first single crochet, we'll work 2 single crochets in that third loop. 1 and 2 in that same stitch. Okay, now we'll work 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the next 6 single crochets here. So working into that third loop, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so here comes the beginning of our repeat for this round. We'll work 2 single crochets in the third loop only in our next stitch. So there's 2 in there. And then 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the next 6 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So repeat that around 3 more times. So you'll have your beginning part, your pattern repeat, and then repeat the pattern repeat 3 more times around. And then I will see you near the end of this round, which is round 6. Alright, so I'm near the end of round 6. To review, I have the beginning, and then I have my first pattern repeat, and then I repeated that pattern repeat 3 times, And now for the last stretch of this round, we will work 2 single crochets in the third loop only in this next stitch. So remember, I just worked 6 single crochets, third loop only, 1 in each stitch. So again, in this next stitch, working in the third loop only, work 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Now we will work 1 single crochet third loop only in each of the next 5 stitches here. So working into that third loop, work 1 in each stitch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, my last one here, 5. So now we're ready to close this round with a slip stitch. So just slip stitch to the beginning, chain 1 from this round to join. Alright, and we are all done with round 6. So let's move on to round 7, chain 1, and now we'll work 1 regular single crochet in this first stitch. So no more third loops for now, just working 1 regular single crochet in that first stitch. Don't work in the chain space, work in the first regular stitch. And then we'll work 2 single crochets in the next. Again, working regular single crochets. Now we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and here comes our pattern repeat. We'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So repeat that pattern repeat around 3 more times, 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll show you what to do for this last side to close the round. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. So now for this last stretch of the round, I will work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Remember, I just worked 7 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. So now in the next stitch I'll work 2 single crochets, and then I'll work 1 single crochet in each of these 5 next single crochets. So 1 in the next, and 1 in each of the next until the end. Alright, so now we are done with round 7. So slip stitch to the beginning chain to join your round. Alright, all done with round 7. So start round 8 by chaining 1. Now we'll work 1 single crochet in the first single crochet, so don't work in that chain space. Do not work in there, work in the first regular single crochet. Work 1 single crochet. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the next, and 1 single crochet in each of the next 8 single crochets. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then here's the start of our pattern repeat for this round. 2 single crochets in the next single crochet, 1 single crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. Alright, so repeat that pattern repeat around 3 more times, so 1, 2, and 3, And then once you're at this last section, I will show you what to do to finish up round 8. So to finish up round 8, I left off with 1 single crochet in each of these 8 stitches. And now I'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then I'll work 1 single crochet in each of these next 6 stitches to end this round. Okay, and now I'm done with round 8, so I'll slip stitch to that beginning chain to close. Alright, on to round 9. Chain 1, and now we'll work single crochets in the back loop only. And so we will work just 1 single crochet back loop only in each of these first 2 stitches, not working into the chain space, but working into each of these first 2 stitches. So 1 single crochet back loop only in each of the first 2 stitches. So to work in the back loop, find your top V of the stitch, and instead of working under both, we're just going to work in the furthest one in that back loop. So 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches, working in the back loop only. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the back loop only in this next stitch. So 2 in there. And now we will work 1 single crochet back loop only in each of the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we'll work 2 single crochet. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the back loop only in this next single crochet. So 1 and 2 in that same stitch, and then 1 single crochet back loop only in each of the next 9 single crochets. And this is our pattern repeat, this 2 single crochet back. Now here starts our pattern repeat for this round. We'll work 2 single crochets in the back loop only in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 9 single crochets. Okay, so then you're going to repeat that pattern repeat around 1, 2, 3 more times, and then once you're at this last section, I'll show you what to do next. So to finish up round 9, I left off with 1 single crochet back loop only in each of these 9 stitches, and now I'll work 2 single crochets in the back loop only in this next stitch, and then 1 single crochet back loop only in each of these next 6 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now slip stitch to that beginning chain to join your round, and we are all done with round 9. Start round 10 by chaining 1, and we'll work 1 regular single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, not working into that chain space, but starting in the regular single crochets there. So 1 in each of the first 2 stitches. So I have 2 there altogether, 1 in each stitch. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. Okay, and now here comes our pattern repeat. 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. and repeat that pattern repeat around 3 more times. And I'll see you near the end of this round. To finish up round 10, I'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. And that's it for round 10. Slip stitch to the beginning chain to join. On to round 11, start by chaining 1 and work 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochets. We'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And remember, you're never working into that beginning chain space. You work into the regular stitches. Remember that throughout the pattern. And now we will work 1 single crochet in each of the next 11 single crochets. And then here is our pattern repeat, 2 single crochets in the next single crochet, 1 single crochet in each of the next 11 stitches. Repeat that around 3 more times after you first work the pattern repeat. So to clarify, we had the beginning of our round, and then this will be our first time doing the pattern repeat, and then repeat the pattern repeat 1, 2, 3 more times, and then I'll show you how to close the round. Okay, so just do a little review. I had the beginning of this round 11, and then this was our first pattern repeat, and then we repeated the pattern repeat 1, 2, 3 more times. So now to finish out this round, work 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. And now slip stitch to that beginning chain to join. Alright, all done with round 11. So to move on to round 12, chain 1, and we're going to be working in the third loop only again. So work 1 third loop only in each of these next 3 stitches. So find that third loop. There's 1. There's my second in the next stitch. And there's my third in the next. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the third loop only in this stitch. So I have 3 and then 2 in this next stitch. Now I will work 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the next 12 stitches. To finish up round 12, I will work 2 single crochets third loop only in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the next 8 stitches. Alrighty, so now we're all done with round 12. Just slip stitch to the beginning chain to close this round. And we're on to round 13. start by chaining 1, and again for this round we'll be working in the 3rd loop only all the way around. So work 1 single crochet in the 3rd loop only in each of the next 4 stitches. Alrighty, and now we'll work 2 single crochets in the 3rd loop only in the next stitch. And then now we'll work 1 single crochet in the 3rd loop only in each of the next 13 stitches. Now we'll start our pattern repeat for this round, which is 2 single crochets in the 3rd loop only in the next stitch. So let me find that 3rd loop there. So work 2 in this same stitch, and then we'll work 1 single crochet in the 3rd loop only in each of the next 13 stitches. And you'll do the pattern repeat around a total of 4 times, so after you do it this first time, you'll do it 3 more times. And then I'll show you how to close the end of this round. So here's the beginning of our round, our first pattern repeat, and then you'll repeat the pattern repeat 1, 2, 3 more times, and then we'll close this round. Alright, so now we are at the last section of this round, which is round 13. And so I've worked the beginning parts here, and then I started the repeat, and then I repeated that round repeat 1, 2, and 3 more times. So I should work 2 single crochets 3rd loop only in the next stitch. I'm just finishing off this last stretch of the round, and then I'll work 1 single crochet in the 3rd loop only in each of these last 8 stitches. Now I will slip stitch to the beginning chain from this round to close round 13. Now to start round 14, we'll chain 1, and then not working into that chain space, but just starting to work into the regular stitches there, we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So just working straight into that first regular stitch. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And remember, we're working regular single crochets this round. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in each of the next 14 stitches. And now begins our repeat for this round. So in the next stitch I'll work 2 regular single crochets, and then I'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 14 stitches. And after I've finished these 14 stitches, I'll repeat the repeat for this round 1, 2, and 3 more times, and then I will instruct you on how to end round 14. Alright, and now we'll finish up this last stretch of this round. So in the next stitch, work 2 single crochets. Oops. And then we'll work 1 single crochet in each of these last 9 stitches. And there is 9. Now slip stitch to the beginning chain from this beginning of this round to join round 14. Now we're on to round 15. So start by chaining 1, and we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 single crochets. So don't work into that beginning chain space. We're going to start working into that first single crochet. So again, 1 single crochet in each of the first 5 single crochets. And we're on round 15. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in each of the next 15 single crochets. Now I'll start the pattern repeat for this round, and I'll do that by working 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in each of the next 15 stitches. And after I've finished these 15 stitches, I'll repeat this pattern repeat around 3 more times, and then I'll show you how to close the end. So I'll see you near the end of this round. Okay, so here is the beginning of my round. Here's the first pattern repeat, and then I repeated that pattern repeat 1, 2, 3 more times around. So now I'm near the end of this round, and so I'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in each of these last 9 stitches. There's my last one, and now I'll slip stitch to the beginning chain of this round to join round 15. Okay, and now we're ready to start round 16. So chain 1, and now we're going to be working single crochets in the back loop only. So not working into that beginning chain space, don't work into there, we're going to work into these regular single crochets. Work 1 single crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 5 stitches. So work straight into that first single crochet. There's my first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now we'll work 2 single crochets in the back loop only in this next stitch. 2 in that stitch, and then now we'll work 1 single crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 16 single crochets, working in that back loop only. Now starts the pattern repeat for this round, and I'll start that by working 2 single crochets in the back loop only in this next stitch. Now we'll work 1 single crochet working in the back loop only in each of the next 16 stitches. And after you finish these 16 stitches, repeat that pattern repeat around 3 more times, and I'll show you how to do that last section near the end of this round, which is round 16. So I've worked the beginning section of round 16, and then this is the first pattern repeat, and then I repeated that pattern repeat around 3 more times. So now I'm ready to work the end of round 16. So continue on by working 2 single crochets in the back loop only in the next stitch. So 2 in that same stitch. And then I'll work 1 single crochet in the back loop only in each of these last 10 stitches. And here's my last one. Alright, and so now I will slip stitch to the beginning chain to close round 16. Now we're on to round 17, so start by chaining 1. Now I'll work 1 single crochet, regular single crochets, in each of the next 6 stitches. So don't work in this chain space, start in that first single crochet. Again, we're working 1 single crochet in each of these first 6 stitches, not working into the chain space. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now I'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And 1 single crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. Now we'll start the repeat for this round, which is 2 single crochets in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. After you've repeated these 17 stitches here, you'll work the pattern repeat around 3 more times. And then I will show you how to finish up the last section of this round after that. So now I've worked my last repeat of the pattern repeat for round 17, and so I'll continue by working 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each of these last 10 stitches here. And there's my last one, slip stitch to the beginning chain of this round to join. Alright, there we are, and now we'll start round 18. So chain 1, work 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 single crochets. Do not work into that chain space. Alright, and now I'll work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Now we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 18 stitches. Now we'll start the pattern repeat for round 18, and we'll do that by working 2 single crochets into the next stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 18 stitches. After you finish these 18 stitches, we'll repeat this pattern repeat around 3 more times. And I will see you at the last little section of round 18. Alright, so I'm near the end of round 18, and so I worked the beginning sections, and then I worked the first pattern repeat, and then I repeated that 1, 2, and 3 more times. So now I'm near the end, like I said, and so I will continue by working 2 single crochets into the next stitch. And now I'll work 1 single crochet in each of these last 11 stitches. There's my last one, and now I will slip stitch to that beginning chain to close this round. Now we're on to round 19. So chain 1, and for round 19 we'll be working single crochets in the third loop only again. So we'll start by working 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the next 7 single crochets. Do not work in the beginning chain space there. So find your third loop, again we're working 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the first 7 stitches of round 19. Do not work in the beginning chain space. Okay, and now we'll work 2 single crochets in the third loop only in this next stitch. And now, working in the third loop only, we'll work working in the third loop only, we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 19 stitches. Working into that third loop. Now I'll start the pattern repeat for this round, and I'll do that by working 2 single crochets in the third loop only in this next stitch. So 2 in this stitch. And then 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the next 19 stitches. And after you work these 19 stitches, repeat this pattern repeat around 3 more times until you have that small section left where I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I'm at the last section of this round, round 19, and so I'll work 2 single crochets in the third loop only in this next stitch. And then I'll work a single crochet in the third loop only in each of these stitches that are remaining. And that will be 11 stitches total. 1 in each stitch. So we worked our 2 single crochets third loop only here, and then I'll work 1 single crochet third loop only in each of these last 11 stitches. So you'll have 1 in each stitch through the end. Alright, so I've finished that up, and now I'll slip stitch to the beginning chain to join this round. Chain 1 to start round 20, and again we'll be working in the third loop only this round. So work 1 single crochet in the third loop only in each of the next 7 stitches. Do not start your first stitch in the chain space. You're going to be working in the regular stitches here. So 1 single crochet third loop only in each of the next 7 stitches. So now I've worked the first 7 stitches here, and now I'm going to work a single crochet 2 together, but I'm still going to be working in the third loop only. So to do that, I'll insert my hook in the third loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through that loop, and then before closing this off, I'll insert my hook in the third loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through that loop. Now I have 3 loops in my hook. I'll yarn over and pull through all 3, and that decreases one of our stitches. Now I will work a single crochet third loop only in each of the next 19 stitches. So 1 in the third loop only in each of the next 19 stitches. not decreasing or anything or increasing, just working 1 in each of these stitches. So I've worked across these 19 stitches, and now I will work decrease again, so single crochet 2 together, working in the 3rd loop only. And this decrease is the start of my pattern repeat. So our repeat is single crochet 2 together, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 19 stitches, all in the 3rd loop. So there's my decrease, and now I'll work 1 single crochet in the 3rd loop only in each of the next 19 stitches. And then you're going to repeat the pattern repeat, which is shown on the screen here. You'll repeat that 3 more times after you've completed this set of 19 stitches. So now I'm at this last stretch of round 20, and your edges will start to curl in a little bit where we made those decreases, and that is totally normal. That's exactly what we want. So after you finished your last pattern repeat, you'll work a single crochet 2 together in the 3rd loop only, and then you'll work a single crochet in the 3rd loop only in each of these stitches that are left here. Okay, and I've worked my last stitch here, and so I'll slip stitch to the beginning chain to join round 20. And now we will have no more single crochets in the 3rd loop only throughout the rest of this pattern. So chain 1 to start round 21, and we're working regular single crochets now, and you'll work 1 single crochet in each of these next 6 stitches. Alright, and now I'll work a single crochet decrease, so SC2 together. There we go. And next I will work 1 single crochet in each of the next 18 stitches. So there's the 2 stitches we decreased, and now starting this next stitch we'll work 18 more stitches, 1 in each stitch. So I have my decrease and then work 18 single crochets in each stitch. Excuse me. So I have the decrease here and then work 1 single crochet in each of the following 18 stitches. So I've worked those 18 single crochets, and now I'll start my pattern repeat for this round, which is single crochet 2 together, and then work 1 single crochet in each of the next 18 stitches. And after you finished these 18 stitches here, you'll repeat that pattern repeat 3 more times around. Okay, now I have the last stretch of round 21 to work. So I'll work 1 single crochet 2 together in those 2 stitches, and then I'll work a single crochet in each stitch in the rest of this row here. So 1 single crochet in each of these remaining stitches. Okay, and now I'll slip stitch to that beginning chain to join my round, and we're on to round 22. So chain 1 and work 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 single crochets. Alright, and then do a single crochet 2 together. And now 1 single crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. So I worked in those 17 stitches, and now I'll start the pattern repeat for this round. So the pattern repeat is single crochet 2 together, and then work 1 single crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. And after you finish these 17 stitches here, you'll repeat the pattern repeat around 3 more times, and then I'll see you near the end of this round. Alright, so now I'm ready to finish up this last section of round 22. So work a single crochet 2 together, and then work 1 single crochet in each of these remaining stitches. You should see the edges curling up around this entire piece, which is exactly what we want. So just finishing out the end of this round. Alright, now we're done with round 22, so slip stitch to that beginning chain to join. And now we're on to round 23, so chain 1 to start, and we'll work a single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. And now we'll work a single crochet 2 together, and then we will work 1 single crochet in each of the next 16 stitches. And now we're ready to start our pattern repeat. So to do that, work a single crochet 2 together, and then we'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 16 stitches. And after you've finished these 16 stitches here, you'll repeat the pattern repeat around 3 more times. And from there I will show you what to do for the remainder of this round. Alright, now we're at the remaining stretch of round 23, and so work a single crochet 2 together, and then work 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. Now I'll slip stitch to the beginning chain to close this round. Now we're on to the last round of this piece, so chain 1 and work 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. Then work a single crochet 2 together, and work 1 single crochet in each of the next 15 stitches. Now work a single crochet 2 together, and this single crochet 2 together starts our pattern repeat. Then work 1 single crochet in each of the next 15 stitches. After you're done with these 15 stitches, repeat the pattern repeat, which is shown on the screen here, around 3 more times, and then I'll show you what to do for the rest of this round. Now we'll work a single crochet 2 together, and then I'll work a single crochet, 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches of this round. And then I will slip stitch to that beginning chain to close this round. Alright, and now you can fasten off your yarn, and then we are going to work on the second piece of this purse. So set that first piece aside, and now we're going to make the second piece of our purse, which will serve as the back side. So make a magic loop and chain 1 and work 5 single crochets into the ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now pull your ring shut and find the beginning chain of the round, which is this little loop on the end of the first stitch, to slip stitch into. So slip stitch in there to close your round. Okay, perfect. And now our first round is done. Chain 1 to start round 2, and we're going to work our first single crochet into that space right there where you see the white peeking through. So it's going to be in the same spot where we slip stitched our previous round, and it's going to kind of share a space with this beginning chain 1. So work your first single crochet right into that space right there. Alright, now we're going to work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And we'll work 2 single crochets in each of the remaining stitches around. So at the end of this round, you should have 11 single crochets plus the chain 1, which does count as a stitch for this side of the purse. And so we'll have a count of 12 stitches altogether. 11 single crochets plus the chain 1 equals 12. Okay, so I've worked 2 single crochets in that last stitch, and now find that beginning chain and slip stitch to join. The slip stitch does not count as a stitch. Now let's start round 3. Chain 1, and then for this round we are not going to work our first stitch into that space right there. We're going to start our first stitches in that first regular single crochet. So work 2 single crochets into that single crochet, and work 1 single crochet in the next. And that's our pattern repeat. So 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next. Repeat that all the way around. So I have 2 single crochets in my last stitch, and now slip stitch to the beginning chain to join. So now we're going to work our 4th round, so chain 1, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet into this first single crochet. We're not working into that space, we are working into the first regular single crochet. 1 single crochet into there. Now our pattern repeat is 2 single crochets in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Two single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So just repeat that around. So I have 2 single crochets in my last stitch, slip stitch to your beginning chain to join. And here and throughout this side that we're making right now on this piece, we will not be working into that beginning space by the chain. We'll start our first stitches in the first regular single crochet there. So that's good to remember throughout the rest of this piece. So I chained 1 to start round 5, and what we're going to do is the rest of this piece is pretty much following a basic pattern. So I'll show you this pattern here. We're on round 5 right now. So here are the previous rounds we did. Now take a look at round 3. We chained 1, and then we worked 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next, and that was our pattern repeat as well. And then round 4, we have 1 single crochet in the next single crochet, round 5, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets, and starting at round 4, this is where you can really start to pick up on the pattern throughout the rest of this purse. So like I said, we're starting round 5 right now, so we're going to be working a single crochet in each of the next 2 at the beginning, and then our pattern repeat is 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 3. You move down around 6, we have 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochets, so just bumping that number 1 up from the last round. And then our pattern repeat is similar until we bump this number up 1 as well for each round. So we're working 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. Then you see in round 7 it becomes each of the next 5 stitches, round 8 becomes each of the next 6, and then each of the next 7 in the next round. So as you keep doing the circle, you won't even need to follow a pattern at all. You'll just know what to do next because it'll be pretty obvious. So I'll work round 5 and then round 6 as well, and then I will show you how many rounds you should continue increasing in this same pattern, because you will pick it up pretty quickly without having to watch a video for every round. Alright, so I'll work round 5, which is what we're on now, and then I'll show you round 6, and by then hopefully you should be getting how to work this type of increasing pattern on your own. So I chained 1 to start round 5, and now I'll work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So starting in that first regular single crochet. 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Now 2 single crochets in this next stitch, just following the pattern repeat, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 3. So just repeat that all the way around. Alright, so I have 2 single crochets in that last stitch, slip stitch to your beginning chain to join, and now chain 1 to start round 6. So not working into that chain space, do not work into there, we're starting our stitches in those regular single crochets. So 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Our pattern repeat is 2 single crochets in the next stitch. There we go. 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. There's 4. So again, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 4. And just repeat that all the way around. And I am also providing this pattern in the description box below this video, so you'll have what's written out for the rounds following round 6 as well, a few of them. But like I said, mainly once you work several of these rounds, you can follow along the written pattern if you need to in the description box, but it'll be pretty self-explanatory how the increases will keep happening. Alright, so I will see you at the end of round 6, and then I'll go into more detail on what's going to come after this. So this is at the end of round 6, and you will continue increasing in the way that I showed you until you have completed 19 total rounds for this piece. And your stitch count at the end of all that should be 114 single crochets. Again, all this will be written in the description box below this video as well. So a helpful hint if you're wondering, where to make your increases in the rounds ahead, remember that you will never be working from here on out into that beginning space. Your first stitch of the round will always be in the first regular single crochet. And then from there, you'll work 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then see this part where it has 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. you'll always work your single crochet increase, so you'll always work your 2 stitches into that 1 stitch on the left stitch of the increase. So with those 2 pieces of information in mind, you should be set until your stitch count is 114. So I will see you at round after your stitch count is at 114, which will be achieved at the end of round 19. Rounds 20 through 22, you'll just be decreasing to achieve the wall look around this piece as well, just like we did in the other one. The decreases are pretty straightforward, and since they're written out in the description box below, I'm not going to provide a video on those in this video. And then I will see you once we have our second piece all done. When you're finished with the second piece, do not fasten off your work. I've pulled up the loop a little bit and removed my hook, but you do not want to cut that yarn off. Now just set it aside and grab that first detailed piece again. And so I have the right side of this piece facing me. So what that means is all the fine detailed stitches are showing versus the other side where it's a little less defined. So the right side is facing me, and what we're going to do now is make sure this piece is properly aligned so that it's going to work out when we seam it to the second piece, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to seam these 2 pieces together. So we want to make sure that this piece has its proper alignment so we seam it correctly. So again, the right side of this piece is facing me, and I'm going to rotate this piece so that this seam where we joined our rounds is pointing straight down, like so. And so I have a flat side on the bottom and a flat side on the top. So right now the walls of this piece are facing underneath. So we're going to grab those walls and turn them up, still keeping that initial alignment of this seam facing straight down. Now we're going to set this piece aside just like this. Don't mess up the alignment of it. Now grab your second plain piece again and flip it so that the right side is facing you. So the right side is the side with all the stitch definition. So the right side is facing me, and the walls are kind of folded underneath, so I'm going to flip those up like so, and then set this aside. Now I'm going to flip this plain piece on top of the detailed piece still having its proper alignment, and I'm just going to make sure that this piece on top has its sides aligned with the bottom piece's sides, and the corners are all aligned with the corners around. Now the wrong side of this top piece is facing us. The first detailed piece, again, still has its correct alignment, and you're going to want it to be like that throughout this seaming process. So now is a really key part. So I'm going to lift up this thing a little bit just to show you. And see this bottom seam? Well, the corner directly to the right of that seam is a corner you want to keep in mind. So just keep this specific corner in mind. And now we should have a working loop somewhere on this piece on top. So find which corner has that working loop. Okay, so it's over here. And we're going to shift this top piece around so that the corner with the working loop matches up with this corner I mentioned earlier, directly to the right of that seam. So now these corners are lined up. The corner with the working loop is aligned with the corner to the right of that seam. And that's exactly how we want it. Now that our alignment is all set, insert your hook into that working loop of the piece on top. Now grab these 2 corners together, and we're going to start seaming these together. So just make sure these same corners are corresponding with each other the whole time. So now we're going to work a slip stitch to this corner's corresponding corner. So just work a slip stitch anywhere there. So now these 2 corners that we talked about earlier are officially attached. Now we are going to start seaming around these 2 pieces. So let me lay this flat again, and here's my attached corner right here, and we're going to be seaming around in this direction. Okay, so I have my corners here again, and I'm going to start seaming this way. To seam, we're going to work even single crochets into both pieces. So I'm just going to insert my hook in both pieces and then just work single crochets all the way across this side to the next corners. So stop when you get to this next corner here, working even single crochets in each piece. So I made it to this next corner, and now I'm going to do the same thing for the next side of the hexagon. So seam these two pieces as well by working even single crochets. Oops. So work even single crochets in both pieces until you get to the next pair of corners. When you get to this corner, you're not going to seam this next side across. Instead, you're going to work single crochets evenly across just one of the sides. And then stop when you get to that next corner. This will be the opening of our purse. So I reached that next corner, and this is unattached right here. So now this corresponding corner, I'll join these corners together and continue working single crochets in both pieces, seaming it around the rest of the sides. So this space that we just skipped here, just join it to that next corner corresponding to the corner you are at currently. And now we'll continue seaming around the entire rest of this piece by working single crochets evenly into both pieces. So just seam the rest of the entire purse around until you get to where you started seaming, and then you can join to the first single crochet with the slip stitch. I slip stitched to the first single crochet, and now since you're done with the seaming, cut your yarn and fasten off. And you can weave in your ends now or later, either way. Now we're going to turn this entire thing inside out. Our seaming is all done, and now we're going to work on the handles. So to do that, we're going to crochet I-cords. And if you don't know how to crochet an I-cord, I'm going to attach a link right up there on a video on how to crochet an I-cord. This is a really neat, tubular, almost knit look type of cord, which is super sturdy and comfortable. So you're going to crochet 2 I-cords if you want 2 handles. If you only want 1 handle, obviously just crochet 1. And then for the dimensions of those, you're going to want about an 11-inch cord for each handle if you just want like a handbag. Now if you want to be able to hold it on one shoulder, not crossbody, but if you just want to hold it on one shoulder, you're going to want about 28 inches for each handle. So go check out that video, and then I will show you how to attach your I-cords to this purse. So take a look at this cord. It's pretty neat. It's got a tubular look, and it's stretchy and strong, and it looks like it's knitted because of all these V's on each side of it. So pretty neat. So go check out that video. I'm done with this first cord, so I'll show you how I'm going to attach it to my purse. Find your opening there, and then I'm just going to, first I'm going to fasten off my yarn. So just cut that, and then I like to chain a couple times and then pull through that last chain and tighten it. So I'm just going to take this end here from the cord, and then here's the top of my opening. So I'm just going to attach my cord on either side of this thick side of the opening right here. So I'll knot it about there. So I'm just going to pull through the tail and then pull it up from the back. And then I'm just going to knot that together. And then don't forget to weave in that end. And then on the other side, same thing, I'm going to take that tail and knot it just as I did on the opposite side of the opening right here on this thick wall. For your other handle, this wall is a little bit thinner, but you're going to do the exact same thing. Just go across the gap and on this wall right here, attach it exactly where it corresponds to the other handle. So tie a knot here, and then on the other side, you would tie a knot straight across right here. After you've attached your handles, weave in all of your ends, and then you are all done with your Hillside handbag. I would love to see your finished Hillside handbag, so please post a picture on Instagram and tag me at Cobalt Crochet. I'll provide my Instagram handle in the description box. Or you can use the hashtag Hillside handbag. I would really enjoy to see your finished work. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.